Tonight, the supermoon will look the largest since 1948 as it is the closest moon to the Earth. It's been almost a week since the election results as protests continue across the nation, and Cal State Fullerton students are making their voices heard. Cooler weather is in the forecast, but is it finally going to feel like fall? All of that and more straight ahead on OC News.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us on OC News. I'm Robert Cavazos.
And I'm Taryn Martinez. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton. Even though the election happened over a week ago, the aftermath of people's emotions have outpoured over North and Southern California. Here is Roxana Rivera with the story.
Students from James A. Garfield in Los Angeles, California walked out of school to participate in a protest against President-elect Donald Trump. These protests are continuing to be held all across the nation. According to the Los Angeles Times, it reported 8,000 protesters were exercising their First Amendment right. This is the biggest anti-Trump rally in the city so far. At another protest in MacArthur Park in Los Angeles, kids were beating a Donald Trump piñata. Their protest then continued to protesters marching down the federal building, holding signs, chanting, and marching. While in San Francisco, a peaceful protest took place where protesters tried to shed light by coming together, holding hands, and giving group hugs by spreading love and peace. Anti-Trump protests across the country have been very peaceful, but in Oakland, things have started to get out of hand, as many demonstrators have ransacked buildings and damaged property. From OC News, this is Roxana Rivera.
Titan students are standing together expressing their opinions on campus about the election. Andrea Vargas is live with how Cal State Fullerton students are using their voice.
Thank you guys. I'm standing right in front of the Titans letters located in front of the TSU where just an hour ago dozens of students were here writing down messages for other students who feel lonely after these elections. They had messages such as legalize my parents, Latino queer, we need a change, real change. We need Bernie Sanders and other messages. I also spoke to one of the spokespersons for the organization, and they said that they started today at 9:30 a.m. and they went up until 4. They just took these down, but they said that if it's necessary, they're going to continue doing this for the rest of the week. Tomorrow, there's also going to be a protest where CSUs are getting together to protest in Long Beach. This is all I have for you guys. Back to the studio.
It's mid-November, and the temperatures haven't cooled down. Will we be seeing any cooler temperatures in this upcoming week? Gustavo Holguin is in for the weather. Gustavo?
All right, now thanks, Robert. Now today, unfortunately, is one of those hot days. See, if at the top we have 87 degrees high, 56 degrees low. And right here, I think, is the most disturbing part. We have a sunset at 4:48 p.m., and unfortunately, this is going to be the way it is the rest of the week. So if you love the sun, wake up early, because you're going to be going to sleep early. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the week. I'm just going to go ahead and step out of the frame real quick so you can get an idea of what it's going to look like. Now, 80 to 72 doesn't seem that bad, but this one right here just seems a little concerning to me. We're going to have a low of 49 on Tuesday, and then it's going to go right back to normal around 79 for both Friday and Saturday with a low of 51 and 53. Now, if you think all these things are weird, just wait till you see the national forecast. If you look at all the temperatures that we have here, there is one that is a little bit alarming. If you look at all these numbers right here, this number right here is the highest on the entire map. Los Angeles coming in at 89 degrees. The rest of the country seems around to be like 60 to 70 degrees, also with some storms over here coming up on the East Coast. But if you're looking for the West Coast, our area specifically, heat all year long basically. But thank goodness all of us believe in global warming. Anyways, back to our anchors on OC News.
It's not a bird, it's not a plane, it's a supermoon. If you've had the chance to watch the night sky over the last 2 days, you've probably noticed the supermoon that seems to be capturing much attention. Natalie Gomez has more on the story.
Standing in front of the lawn where the physics department will be hosting a viewing party for all who want to attend and watch this iconic event. There's going to be telescopes. We're actually a bit early because the event doesn't start until 6:30. But for those of you who want to know a little more information on the supermoon, here's more. NASA scientists say that the moon will be brighter than it's been in the past 68 years. When a supermoon happens, it is on average 14% bigger and 30% brighter than an average full moon. According to NASA, this month's supermoon is special because it becomes full within 2 hours of perigee, or the point at which it is nearest to Earth. Now, just a little more information here. An event like this is not going to happen for another 18 years. So, if you want to wait until 2034, then go ahead and wait. But you can witness an iconic event just like what's going to happen tonight, today. Now, if you can't attend the event that's going to be hosted here at Cal State Fullerton, just look up to the sky because, everyone can see it. I know I will. Back to you guys in the studio.
15-year-old Donna Bird was reported missing from the Grand Californian Hotel Spa at the Disneyland Resort on Monday. Bird never returned to her room after going for a walk in the hotel lobby. She was last seen on November 8th. She is described as 5 feet 5 inches tall and 120 pounds. She has long black hair with blue streaks and brown eyes. She was last seen wearing a sweatshirt with a Jamaica printed on the front. Anyone with information on Bird's whereabouts are asked to call 1-855-TIP-OCCS.
Coming up after the break, are you curious about the lineup for Stagecoach 2017 and a new remake on a Disney classic? Find out what they are in entertainment. John Carasello has you covered on sports for which teams lost and who won. Stay tuned.
Did you go to the schoolyard? Calm down, please. Where did you look? We can make a plan somehow if I just...
He's a smart boy, and he's gonna be okay.
Okay, try to call him again.
There's no reception right now. Everything is down.
Try!
I can't.
Try already!
Nothing's working.
Well, just
Everything's
try.
down.
Do you think he's on his way? Please. Is he okay?
Laura,
Please tell me he's okay.
I need you to calm down.
What? It's my baby. This is so bad. He's out there by himself.
Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov.
The lineup for Stagecoach 2017 has been announced, with some of the biggest names in country music. Here's Taryn Martinez with entertainment.
This last week was filled with entertainment, and I have the latest news for you. The trailer for Beauty and the Beast came out this weekend, and we can't wait to see Emma Watson and Dan Stevens recreate the 1991 film. The movie comes out on March 17th of next year. The trailer shows us the plot of the story and how director Bill Condon recreates the original film as best as possible.
Papa?
Belle, you must leave here. This castle is alive.
Who's there?
Do you wish to take your father's place?
Come into the light.
In other news, Rob Kardashian and Blac Chyna's baby girl, Dream Kardashian, was born last Thursday, November 10th. Kardashian dad, Rob, posted a picture of her on Instagram stating, "I love you so much and can't wait to see her get older day by day with you, Chai." At just a few days old, Dream Kardashian already has her own Twitter account and broke the internet like the Kardashians are known for. Speaking of the Kardashians, Kendall Jenner decided to delete her Instagram account, leaving her fans worried. One follower even took to Twitter, @Kendall Jenner, "Please tell us something about your Instagram account, we're worried." While some are calling it a digital detox, her Twitter and Facebook pages are still active for now. That's So Raven is making a comeback. This time, Raven Simone and Annalise Vanderpool, or as some know her as Chelsea Daniels, play single mothers. While Raven's daughter Nia inherits her psychic abilities, Chelsea's son Levi is a self-serving, arrogant kid who is manipulative. The spin-off is still underway, and Disney is still reportedly looking for actors to play Raven's children. For box office news, Doctor Strange has hit #1 for the second week in a row. It topped off at an estimated $43 million And coming in at second place was Trolls and Arrival in third place. Here's a clip of Doctor Strange for those who haven't checked it out yet.
Doctor Strange, you think you know how the world works? What if I told you the reality you know is one of many?
This doesn't make any sense.
Not everything does. Not everything has to.
And lastly, the lineup for Stagecoach held in India will consist of Shania Twain, Kenny Chesney, Dierks Bentley, Cyndi Lauper, and much more. Stagecoach is only 164 days away, and tickets go on sale November 18th. That's it for this week's entertainment. Tune in to next week's show for the latest news in entertainment. Back to you guys.
CSUF ROTC held their third annual Cadets vs. Vets flag football last Thursday. The game was all part of a series of events held by the ROTC program over the Veterans Day weekend.
The third annual Cadets vs. Veterans flag football game took place on November 10th, just one day before Veterans Day. CSUF's Veterans Resource Center hosted the event. The game bonds and strengthens the relationship between the ROTC cadets and those veterans who have served. I'm here at the intramural field, which is the site for the pregame festivities for the third annual ROTC flag football event between the cadets and the veterans. Now, there's a lot of vendors out here sponsoring the event, and all the proceeds go out to the Veterans Affairs Committee here on campus. And the actual game starts at 5 o'clock. It's going to be at Titan Stadium. And the cadets have taken the first two games. They look out here to make it a three-peat. And I was actually able to talk to some of the players, some cadets and veterans before the big game.
So it's just a football game. It's just meant to bridge the relations between, the veterans, those that have served, and the cadets, those that are preparing to serve. While there might be some, not hostility, but there's a little bit of the old versus the young. So it's just a way to branch it out and have fun,
People who have served and those who want to serve, we're trying to bridge that gap, and because we can be a good asset for them to learn from, or if they have any questions. And also it's just a good time just to have fun and get to know each other.
I asked some of the cadets and vets who would come out on top.
We won for the past 2 years, so we want to win again. So it's all fun and games, but in the end, it's all cool.
Oh, that's not even a question. It's, of course, the veterans.
Yeah, veterans.
Always. I mean, we gave it the first 2 times, but I'm the team captain this year, so of course we're going to take it.
The cadets ended up winning the game and made it a three-peat. All in all, the game was highly competitive, but more importantly, fun-filled to all those who played. From the intramural fields here at Cal State Fullerton, I'm John Carasillo, reporting for OC News.
Conor McGregor won his last UFC fight, and there's a lot happening in the NFL and NBA. Here's John Carasello in studio with sports.
All right, thanks, Taryn. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on in sports. Let's start off with a big fight on Saturday, UFC 205. It took place for the first time ever at the Madison Square Garden in New York City. The primetime fight, Conor McGregor facing off against Eddie Alvarez. On the line is the lightweight title. So again, right there, Conor McGregor and Eddie Alvarez. And McGregor just had his number the whole time, just getting him on the ground there. Had his couple shots right there. McGregor, known for his strikes, knocks him down early in the first round. And even going into the second round, same storyline right there. And Conor McGregor, who's end up winning, and he made history. He won this title, and he's really the only UFC fighter to hold 2 belts at the same time. Of course, his last fight, he was a featherweight champion. That's what he's most known for. He fought Nate Diaz, UFC 202, back last August. Now, let's start off with football. Yesterday's games were just amazing, just fun to watch. We're going to start off with the Cowboys and the Steelers. And this entire game was back and forth. The Cowboys right there, Ezekiel Elliott taking it for the score. They're going to take the lead 29-24. Here are the Steelers coming back. Last 45-second fake spike to Antonio Brown, touchdown, just like Dan Marino did back in the day here. And Elliott, last 10 seconds of the game, he is loose. And that's going to be the game winner. The Cowboys going to win it. They're going to improve to 8-1. Ezekiel Elliott, 32 yards to win that one. And now we're going to start off, or now the next game, Sunday night's game, the Seattle Seahawks against the New England Patriots. It was Super Bowl 49, the rematch over there. So let's take a look at the highlights coming up right there. Tom Brady completes to Julian Edelman. The ball is loose. Richard Sherman picks it up. He's running it the other way. Seahawks get it back. 3rd and 3. Russell Wilson. The lob pass to Doug Baldwin, who's under it. His 3rd touchdown, makes it the hat trick. And on the last play of the game, incomplete. Brady trying to get it to Rob Gronkowski. No call. That would be the game. The Seahawks end up getting the win here at New England, 31-24 the game. And just a quick note after the game, 22 million viewers watched last night's game. Now, that's the most viewers of Sunday Night Football since week 2 of the season. Of course, we had the election going on, and now that's over, and we can focus on what we're known here for America, our sports. So a good note over there. And the Rams, they also played yesterday. They visited the East Coast to play the New York Jets, and it was a desperation win for both teams. As you see, a little bit of trickery, hook and ladder there for the Jets, and it was tied up 6-6. The kick is good by Greg Zuerlein, 34 yards out. The Jets coming back there and intercepted by Alec Ogletree. That would seal the deal, and the Rams finally win one after losing 4 straight. They're now 4-6 on the year right there. Again, no touchdowns in that one, but a victory nonetheless. The Lakers also had a game. Speaking of LA teams, they went up against the Minnesota Timberwolves on the road. This would be their last road game before heading back home to play again against the Brooklyn Nets here. Let's take a look at the highlights over here. And Julius Randle banks it off and scores. The Lakers are down 20 points, and they really struggled throughout the game. Karl Anthony Towns hits a 3 from the top of the key there. Here comes Lou Williams with the flying floater, gets it to go. Nice little move there by Lou. And here comes Andrew Wiggins. He had a monster game. He lays it in there, and he's going to come back here with the one-hand slam. He had over 40 points in this game, a career record there, and this would seal the deal. Cyrus Jones in the corner hits the 3, and the Lakers, they got crushed last night. It wasn't a pretty one. 125-99, the final score in that one. Again, like I mentioned, the Lakers, they're going to play tomorrow against the Brooklyn Nets. They're back home at the Staples Center. And one last thing, again, congratulations to Dodgers. Corey Seager, he's going to win unanimously the NL Rookie of the Year. So congrats. Again, LA Dodgers still winning off the field there, even though couldn't get it done in the World Series against the Cubs. And that's going to do it for sports. Let's send it back to our anchors, Taryn and Robert.
Coming up after the break, Christina Masari will have a report from Balboa Beach about how it's the best kept secret in Orange County. Also, Shaira Arias will have a report on what's happening with Apple. Stay with us. You're watching OC News.
It's what powers our journey to reach unimaginable heights. It fosters a sense of yearning to create, explore, and soar. It strengthens our will to climb to the top. It's the bedrock of our conviction that nothing's impossible. It transforms us and sets us free to thrive and build lives of purpose. Titan Pride is at the heart of who we are.
Now, although we should be expecting winter chills, Southern California residents are still enjoying perfect beach weather. Quiet and free parking makes Balboa Beach SoCal's best kept secret. Reporter Christina Masari has more on the story.
At the end of the Balboa Peninsula sits Wedge, the legendary surfing spot, which can get up to 30-foot waves. Surfers from all over the world come to Cal State Fullerton students' backyard to surf this world-renowned spot. Visitors like Michaela Rinaldi agree that the wedge is home to spectacular waves.
It's always really nice there, but the wedge is cool when there's a swell, got huge waves.
The secret about Wedge and the rest of Balboa Beach is that the waves are only rideable a few short times of the year. The rest of the time, the beach is practically an empty paradise. From G Street to Wedge stretches 2 miles of clean, sandy beaches. Michaela Rinaldi comes to Balboa Beaches often because it's her favorite beach.
Well, parking is really easy and it's very secluded, really relaxing. You can enjoy your time at the beach.
Parking is located in the neighborhoods, free, and almost always available, unlike most of the other beaches in Orange County. Even four-legged friends are welcome after 4 p.m. These beaches see half of the visitors of Huntington or Newport even during the busy summer months. This is due to their location in the neighborhoods. Especially for students with stressful and tight schedules, the quiet Balboa beaches can be a quick trip to relax or to get some homework done outside. Next time you're in need of a staycation, head over to the best-kept secret in Orange County, Balboa Beach. But just don't tell your friends. I'm Christina Masseri, reporting for OC News.
There's new information on what the impact of smoking can do to your body. Here's Eric Resendez with Health.
That's right, Robert. New data from the CDC says smoking rates continue to fall. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention reports cigarette smoking rates have hit an all-time low. Researchers say the number of smokers dropped about 15% from 45 million to nearly 37 million between 2005 and 2015. That's nearly half of all cancer diagnoses are linked to tobacco use. Smoking rates are highest among men, especially black men. Although there are less smokers, the CDC says more anti-tobacco action is still needed. And coming up on our next topic, the arthritis drug Celebrex, used by about 2 million people to ease pain, is not as risky for heart patients as suspected. Now, a 10-year study involving 24,000 people says the drug or its generic version does not increase heart risk. Now, the Food and Drug Administration asked Pfizer to see if Celebrex was connected to heart problems. Most medical researchers, even the study's lead investigator, thought Celebrex would be riskier than either ibuprofen or naproxen. Instead, they found it was at least no worse and possibly safer than the alternatives. Now, the FDA declined to comment on the outcome of the study. Pfizer will release a more comprehensive report on Celebrex once it sifts through more than 3 million pages of data. Now, the results were published online in the New England Journal of Medicine on Sunday. Robert and Taryn, back to you.
Facebook says it will address its fake news problem while Apple stock prices have dropped. How do these tie to this year's election? Shaira brings us the latest in technology.
That's right, Taryn. Apple shares have fallen more than 4% in the past week due to the growing threats of a U.S. trade war with China. Now, after the elections of Donald Trump as the new president, China has made it very clear that any taxes on Chinese goods would be increasing, especially for iPhone. Now, throughout his campaign, Trump has said that the Chinese government has acted unfairly in its trade agreement and would categorize the government as, quote, currency manipulators, end quote. Apple CEO Tim Cook has said he is confident in that China's long-term agreement with Apple will remain the same. Now, 44% of general population uses Facebook as their source for daily news. Circulations have cited that unreliable sources on social networks could have influenced the results of the 2016 elections. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced on his personal account that 99% of what people see on the network is authentic, and only a very small amount of the information is fake. Although it's unlikely that the fake news changed the outcome of the election, Facebook has announced the company will take an initiative to battle hoax stories on the social network. And although Apple and Facebook might be facing some difficulties, the popular millennial app Snapchat Inc. has officially released their first hardware product. And this one will be more on the fashion side of it and instead of the tech for just in time the holidays. They're called spectacles. Now spectacles will be a one-size-fits-all, and as you can see, they will be coming in black, teal, and coral. We asked some of the students their very own opinion about the new app.
And have the doggy filter.
Personally, I don't think I would purchase a pair myself, but I do think it's very innovative and it's a good idea.
Thanksgiving break is next week. And Christina has more on that. That's all that we have for technology, and it definitely will probably make a great Christmas gift. Back to you guys.
Thanksgiving break is next week. Christina Massari asked students and faculty what their Thanksgiving festivities are going to be.
Thanksgiving's just around the corner, and we talked to CSUF students and faculty about what their plans are for the holiday.
I'm gonna go home and have Thanksgiving dinner with my family.
And do you have a certain favorite Thanksgiving food?
Oh, turkey and mashed potatoes. You always gotta go with that.
So are you cooking this year? Bringing anything special?
I'm not cooking, I don't think. We'll see.
How about you?
I'm not. I'm gonna, whatever my son asks me to bring, I'll probably stop at Pizzioli's in Chino Hills and get some bruschetta.
I'm gonna cook my own meal for the first time because I won't be with my family, so, you know.
So what's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
I would say shepherd's pie, just because I learned how to cook it, and that's the only thing I've been eating every Thanksgiving ever since.
Are you going to cook any of the dishes yourself?
I usually make dessert, so I'll probably do some pumpkin-related dessert.
I'm gonna go down to San Diego and spend it with my family.
Okay, that's nice. Do you have any favorite Thanksgiving foods, dishes, desserts?
I really love stuffing, like cranberry stuffing, and also the turkey. It's really good.
Remember, Titans, fall break is next week, and campus will be closed Thursday and Friday. Happy Thanksgiving.
This concludes this edition of OC News. Thank you very much for spending part of your Monday with us.
Don't forget to follow us on all our social media at OC News, OC New CSUF. And you can watch all of our reruns on YouTube. Thanks again for joining us. I'm Robert Cavazos.
And I'm Sharon Martinez. Stay classy, Fullerton.